One of the easy sets in the paper. So 3 parties, 1, 2, 3, 800 with the total number of pizzas, 70% went to party 3 and the rest equally between 1 and 2. So we note the total numbers. Further, the pizzas are divided as based upon their base as thin crust or deep dish, and on a different parameter as normal cheese or extra cheese. So there are 4 types of pizzas. So it's a classic 2 by 2 grid based upon the crust, thin or deep dish, normal cheese or extra cheese. So partial information about the proportions ordered by the 3 parties is given below. A few students misunderstand this data, so let me pick a number and explain. 0.6 of whatever party 1 ordered were thin crust. So the rest 0.4 would have been deep dish. So we know the distribution between thin crust and deep dish, but we don't know the distribution between normal cheese and extra cheese. For party 2, 0.55 with thin crust. So 0.55 of what? Of the ones ordered by party 2, which we can find from here. So the rest 0.45 were deep dish. And we also know the distribution between NC and EC. 0.3 of the total order were NC, and obviously 0.7 would become the extra cheese ones, right? And so on. Even the total is given. So this essentially is about getting these breakups for each of the party. So if you look at the questions, how many thin crust pizza were delivered to party 3, a direct numeric question. How many normal cheese were required by party 1, right? And then for party 2, if there's some extra data, this much percent of normal cheese with thin variety, so I could fill in the 2 by 2 table. If you can't get that, just hang on for a minute. That breakup can be filled in and then you have a number, and suppose that this costs as much. So cost is given and what was the total bill for party 1. So direct questions doesn't seem too difficult. So it's just about how quickly can you work with these numbers. So this is how I would do. I would take thin crust and deep dish. So let me keep a little margin and then the total. So this is thin crust, deep dish, and I have the total to the right. Now for party 1, I'll make the classification between normal cheese, extra cheese, okay, and then the total for them. So this is party 1. Similarly for party 2, the normal cheese, extra cheese, and then the total for party 2. I'll also do it for party 3, normal cheese, extra cheese, the total for this party, and I will do the total for all the 3 parties, because this is also important because the last row is given, right? So we would need that normal cheese, extra cheese, and the total for all the 3 parties put together. So we know the grand total is 800. Out of 800, now pay attention to how quickly you do the calculation, because that's the only other value add here. 70% of 800 is direct. 7 into 8, 56. So for party 3, the total number of pizzas will be 560. 30% less, divided equally, 15. What is 15? 10% is 80. So 5% will be 40. 80 and 40 is 120 and 120. So the sum of this is going to become 800. You can check that up. Right? Now these numbers are done. Now we come to these numbers. For party 1, 0.6 of its. So 0.6 of this, 12 6 are 72 was thin crust. So and if 72 is thin crust, obviously the rest will be here, right? And similarly, you could fill in the other numbers. So let's directly go to the question. What is that? Once you have the framework, why do I need to fill all of it? Yeah, whatever I need, then I'll pick it up from the question. How many thin crust pizzas were delivered to party 3? So party 3, thin crust. So I need this number here. Okay, so let's see thin crust. Do I know for party 2 also? 0.55 of 120. Now you could directly do this. 0 takes care as 5.5. 5 into 12 is 60. and 0.5 into 12 is a 6. So this will be 66. Right? I need here, but I've done this, so I'll have to use this. And now this number is very simple, 3/8. So that is going to be 300. 3/8 of 800. And these three together will add up to 300. So let's see, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 2 will make it a 10, 1 carryover, that's an 8, 8 and 6, 14, 14 should make this 16, that would make it this. So 162 is the number that we are looking at, 162, simple. How many normal cheese, the other column, NC, were required to be delivered to party 1? So NC, so this number here for party 1. So the same idea here, NC we know it for 2, 3 and total, use that and find the difference and use this. So that's it, right? So let's see, party 2.3, party 2.3 of this. Point taken care with 0, 12 3s are 36. 0.65 of this. Now, how do you do that? Multiplying 65 into 56 looks a little tricky. So one thought is 65 by 100. 5 will cancel it. 5 13, 5 20. So 13 and 20. 20, 0 cancels out. 2 would make it 28. So we would have to do 13 into 28. 13 8 is 104. You do your calculation your way, students. But it should be oral. That's all that I am saying. Whatever you do. 13 8 is 104. 10 carry over. 13 2s are 26. 26 and 10. 36. Okay. And for total 0.52 in 52 into 8. 8 2s are 16. 1 carry over. 8 5s are 40. 41. Now this 364 and 36. So that's a simple number. 364 and 36 is exactly 400. And this is 416. So this has to be the balance 16. These three together should add up to 416. So 16 is the answer that I am looking here for. Right now, if for party 2, the middle one, 50% of normal cheese, okay, was of thin crust variety. For party 2, 50% of normal was thin crust. 50% of this, so half. So this is 18 and this is 18. And once you have these numbers, you can obviously fill in the others. So let's go ahead and see what is asked. What was the difference between the numbers of thin crust extra cheese, deep dish extra cheese for party 2? Pick carefully, extra cheese, thin crust and deep dish, the difference. Extra cheese, the difference here. So this total has to become 66, 2 would make it 20, 20 to 66 is a 46, so this will become a 48. Okay, now I don't know this number, I don't know this number, take any one difference. Now, so let's take this here, 66. With this will make it 120. So 70 to 120 is 50. So this will be 54. The total should be 54. So can I get this number here? Oh, these both are same, right? So whatever is the difference over here is the difference over here also. So the difference over here is 12. 54, 64 into 12. So 12 will be the difference here also. Yeah, you can check it up if you want. 20, 34. 20 to 54 is 34, 34 and 2 is 36. So if you check the difference here, you are going to get 12 is the difference. So 12 is the difference that we want. Suppose that a thin crust non-cheese, so we are inside the grid, costs as much as a deep dish non-cheese. Oh, so for a non-cheese, whether you buy thin crust or deep dish is the same. But as much as this, but 3/5 of the price of DEC pizza. So these two, this normal cheese, sorry, not normal cheese pizzas cost 3/5 of deep dish extra cheese. And deep dish extra cheese costs 50 more than thin crust extra cheese. And the latter means the last one, thin crust and EC costs 500. Okay, so thin crust and EC costs me 500. The deep dish and EC costs me 50 more, so that will be 550. And the non-cheese variety or normal cheese variety, doesn't matter what it is, deep dish or this, costs 3/5 of this. So 1/5 is 110, 3/5 is 330. Right? What was the total bill of party 1? So for non-cheese it's 330. Okay, sorry. So non-cheese, this directly multiplied with 330. I don't need the breakup here. So 16 0, 16 3s are 48, 4, 48 and 4, 5,250. Now, how many are extra cheese pizzas here? The difference between 120 and 16 is 104. Now this 104, some of them will cost me 500, some will cost me 550. What I'll do is, would all of them surely cost me 500 for sure? So I'll do that. It's a way how to do. You could even find these numbers and multiply them. I'm just giving you a different way. That's it. So 0, 0, 520. Okay. And now I'll go ahead and I will see. Suppose if 25% of the normal cheese delivered to party 1 were deep dish. Okay, of the normal were delivered, 25% of normal are deep dish. 25% of normal cheese. 1/4 of this is deep dish. So 1/4 of this is 4. Okay, now I want the breakup here. So I need, okay, I can go here. This is 12. 12, this would become 60, and if this is 60, the total is 104, so this should become a 44. Are we together? Yes. Right? Now, where do I pay extra? Where do I pay 550? I pay 550 on deep dish extra cheese. I pay 50 extra. 500 I've already taken care of. 50 extra on deep dish extra cheese. So if I pay 50 over here, on 44 of them I pay 50 extra. So there's a 0, 5 4s are 20. So this last I need to get is 80, and the sum has to be more than 57,000. 57,000 more than 57,000, tens place is 80. So this will be my answer, 59,480. Let's confirm it. 5 4s are 20, 2 carry over, 5 4s are 20, 22. So 2 2 4, 5 6 7 8 9, 59,480.